Hi, Monday afternoon. Following on from the Bosham poppies that I uploaded yesterday, I'm going to do this. I did a few weeks ago and I don't like it. It's too fussy, too fiddly. But like all these things, you get better as you go along. So this is looking towards Bosham Quay. Bosham's here somewhere. There's a big church, famous church in there. Mainly because it's the highest point of the landscape. And this is from Chidham. It's like a peninsula sticking out. But when the tide comes in, probably covers a lot of this and goes right up to the road that runs along there to Bosham, well, the top of Bosham, then on to Chichester. So I'm going to overpaint this. So I'm going to put in my water trees, so yellow, black, bit of red, bit of cad red. I'll just and I know this is recycling a bit, but I'm going to put in some sort of trees or shrubby bushes down here, and then we'll make up the rest of it as we go along. The thing about as you improve with your painting, you develop a language that is your own. Okay, so that's a fair start. Right, so I've got an idea of where I'm going with that now. Yes, it's good to be able to make up your own abstract painting, landscape painting. I want the poppies. So that's going to be another little bit of a shrubby bit of stuff. So let's go in with, I'm going to put some water in here. And I'm going to change that sky. I want to get rid of the blue. I like the cloudy skies with the light shining through the clouds. So I'm just going to put in some yellow ochre with some white, bit of burnt sienna. So let's just get this in. Coming up here, put some warm in. Case of having sort of fun with the paint as much as anything. Plenty of colour, and we'll have this water coming in up there. And a bit of nice black. I love black. Change the angle of the brush. I'm using these 1-inch varnish brushes. Let's put in a bit of background now. That brush has got fixed that way. Alright, we'll put in some blue, some ultramarine blue, a bit of burnt umber, a lump of white, put it on the blue side. That's always a good distant colour. I'm going to paint the sky down to it as usual, still the other way round. Not sure about that, it's been a bit high really. So let's put some behind. So now, put some nice lights in there. Okay, let's clean my brush and I'm going to paint down to that with some sky colours. So we have yellow ochre. Well, we'll see how we go. Don't be hard and fast about your thinking, because you can change it at any time. These brushes, the ferrules hold water, so beware of them. You start painting with thick paint, all of a sudden the water's running out of the ferrule into your paint and diluting it. So a bit of burnt umber, bit of ochre in there. Nice and thick. I think painting down to your landscape has greater impact than painting your landscape over a freshly done sky. It took me years to be able to fathom that one out. But there's an Irish painter that paints very thickly in oil. He's dead now. And I think I've mentioned it before that one of his paintings came up on the Antiques Roadshow, and Irish people were collecting their art from all over the world, bringing it back to Ireland. And the Antiques Roadshow valued it at 48 something thousand pounds, something like that. And it went to auction, and it made nearly 150,000. And it was just simple sky and landscape, pretty much like the Bosham I did yesterday, the great clumps of trees and landscape. Very, very simple, but it takes a long time to learn to do simple, because your brain is telling you to put it all in, where good painting sense is telling you to take it all out. Right, burnt umber. Burnt umber's a great sky. A great mixer with the ultramarine. You can always go back over it. So when I saw the original photograph of this with the poppies, it was very overcast. And I was feeling overcast because we had to take our trailer down the next day and come back to South London. It was a real killer when you're camping with a big trailer. Okay, that's just a bit of that. I'll now clean the brush, and then we'll go in some dark, I think some darker blues, clouds, darker bluey umbers. But it's got to be on the blue side, otherwise it won't look very good. It might not look very good. Let's just drag that under there. Very thick. It's a very dry day today, but it's going to dry. Okay, so let's leave that for a minute. No, I won't do any more to that. I'll get my lighter colour brush, my cloud brush. Remember, clouds are never white. They've always got a bit of colour in them. But we can paint whatever we like. When people start criticising your work, you can say, well, it's my paint. That's what I like, my paint. Now, real good thick of light. Okay, let's just drag this down over the, oops, not that much. Just soften the edge of that a little bit, and we can go back on that. Right, okay, so we've got to start there. Let's just drag that down to there, that's it. It'll be better when that dries off a bit. It'll take a bit of scuffing dry brush. This is artist quality paint. The white anyway, the titanium white. Bring your clouds behind the trees a little bit. Right, let that go for a minute. Let's go back to the landscape now. Then we go back into the trees. I've got quite a few of these varnish brushes. I've got the three that I'm using now. I've got an inch and a half one, which I haven't used for a while. And there it is, this one here, better for a larger size painting. And I've got another one of it, probably just slightly less. And I've got three more inch brushes ready to go. Right, let's get in some nice orangey, blacky green. That's nice. Right there. I don't want too many brush strokes showing through. More black in there. Coming down into the shadow. So let's just use a bit of orange, bit of cadmium yellow, which is also artist quality. Oh no, it might not be. It might be the lemon yellow. But anyway, it's a nice orangey, greeny, gloopy sort of colour. Catching the light here, this is. Okay, going out along to the shore there. Now I've made this a lot darker than it needs to be, but I like it. I'm going to put some light in there. I'll use some cadmium here over this. We get that dark, shadowy colour. When you varnish these with the PVA glue dilute, it brings out the colours that sink in. But there it's dried really matte, but the varnish brings out the colour. A bit of umber in there. Sienna. A bit of light shining through, lighter yellows, just catching some skylight. Now this might be an absolute disaster, but a bit of red in with that, which will complement the greeny yellows. There. Then when that dries I can shade over a little bit of light. I'll get that dark in there. Don't be frightened of black. I know people think you can't use it, makes holes in the paper, in the canvas. This is on Fabriano, by the way, £130. The arches I use probably cost more than a canvas of the similar size. These colours in here. Right, okay. I'm going to get a bit of lighter green up in that sky now. I think this brush is sort of getting a bit spiky. Never mind. You can always trim it with a pair of scissors. Right, let's get some grasses in there now. Some marsh grasses. So I'm just going to use the yellow ochre and the white, probably a bit of yellow in there as well. I'm just getting a little bit of light coming across here. Nothing left of the original. I'll be down there. Right, got to put a bit of dark on that bank there, otherwise it won't contrast with the light water I'm going to put in. So let's do for a bit of sea coming in, and I can superimpose some darks over that. Yeah, that's looking alright. Let's get some lighter colour on that, reflecting the sky. We'll let that dry and we can go back over it. How's that look on the screen? Yeah, that's alright. So we've got the water going along here. Really warm. London's really warming up this week. Okay, let's just bring that over even a little bit more in there. Right, a bit more foliage now. Get some greens. Right. Right, okay. Some green in there. Marsh grass. Versus hot. So I call this Chidham at high tide near Bosham. Right, let's get some shadow colour in there. So a bit of red, a bit of blue, a bit of white. These are cool colours. Just drag over that. That's a bit of light to the proceedings. Right, red, blue, white. And there's a dustman coming around now. Shadow in there. It's always light against dark. That needs to come down to there a bit. Okay, that's a bit better. Now some nice light greens now. Just use a bit of yellow, lemon yellow, with white, just a little bit straight there, because this bank will be coming up higher a little bit. So here, now we're going to put some heavier umbery things in there, he thinks. Try to do this all with one brush. Well, 3 brushes of similar size. Just tamping to get that dry brush effect. You can use a bit of black there. That'll show up. Greens. I had to break off there because I had quite an important phone call. So I'll put you back all together, and I hope he doesn't notice. Right, so here we are. I'm going to, that brush might have got a little bit dry, so I'm going to put that back in the water and use another one. Just trying to work out this foreground now. So let's get in some viridian and some of that lemon yellow. And a bit of red to darken it, and just stroke it over just to make it look a bit grassy like. That's going to be a bit of a bushy thing there. Cover all this stuff up. And a bit of ochre. Try it. The thing about foregrounds is do them as quickly as you can. Loads of colour. Don't labour them, because you think there's a lot of detail because it's close. Well, there is, but we're looking out there. We're not looking down here. This is just a support for the rest of the picture. Oh, we can do all sorts of colours in here, but predominantly the greeny shades. So. Viridian, lemon yellow, or a bit of cad yellow. Just block it in. But plenty of greens. I want some darker green there, so really to show up the poppies. Just inventing a foreground. Bit of black, bit of everything really. And red, let's bung that in roll. Well, we've got the hang of that, so not aiming for perfection here, I'm aiming for an abstract sort of impression. I'm trying to make that look like water, but just by doing a minimum of effort. Now let's get a bit of wet mixed in with that green. Just lighten up here. That's a good sort of marsh colour. When you start resorting to throwing colours and other brushes, these things, it all starts to fall apart. Right, put some warm colours in there now. That's a bit of burnt umber, a bit more black and raw sienna, burnt sienna, should I say. So I put a bit of burnt umber in with that black there. Just trying to make it look as if there's a lot going on when all I'm doing is a bit of a hatchet job. Right. Right, I'm going to now get some light greeny yellowy on this bank here. Let's just drag in a little bit of colour into that now. Open it up a little bit. I haven't been to this area for a year. I've given up camping now because it hurts to put the trailer to. Getting old comes to us all. Let's get a bit of dark green in here. I should have reversed that really. Let's reverse it and put that dark in here. Where's my big pile of paper gone? It's a white brush. I don't want to put in water yet. I'll just use it. I just wanted to get some. I got the shadow around the wrong way there, so I'm just going to put in a nice dark green behind here. Right, just a little bit more. And a bit of orange. Just so that the lighter green will pick up against that. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the one I did on Saturday, but I'll try and get a better shape on these. I'm using mostly Wilkinson's own brand paints. Or at least they put their name on them. They don't make the paint. So flog it. So just give an impression of different levels in there, different foliage. Right. Oh, it's all good fun. Just dragging over the high spots just to just catching the light there. Does it? So I wanted that to look behind there, so to make that show I have to put the light around there. Whoops. I'll let that go a little bit there. Let's just try to get rid of unwanted patterns that develop to make monotony. Right, now modify that green. Just a bit of light coming through and just catching. Catching in there. Just opening that up a little bit with a bit of very light green. Not so sure about that. Go back and just cover some of that up. That's where I want the lighter greens to show. Painted so many scenes around here. Right, it's fairly flat, but it is on that other painting, so and it's varnished on the other side to seal it. Right. What does that look like? Doesn't look too bad on the screen. So let's go back to some wildflowers and see if we can get it with kindness. Okay, so poppies. I'm going to mix a bit of orange. I'm going to use a bit of orange for my poppies. Mix with the red, cad red. Maybe a bit of yellow in there. Probably too orangey. Right, I'm going to use a smaller brush for that because with the ones that are spiky, ones that are blobby. Quite difficult to place poppies without making them look like that, mechanical. Could be light. Catch a bit of light there. And just a little bit lighter, or in here. So the only reason I paint this scene is for the poppies and wildflowers that I remember. But I'm overdoing it, of course. So we'll add some other bits of colour in there. Oh, just dab it around. That's an artist's expression. Bit of blue, sort of cornflowers or whatever blues. Some yellow, put in. Ooh. They're not registering, are they? Right, let's put in some nice poppies in here. Right, just having fun. Right, that's that look like. What they show? They've got to be poppies that colour, haven't they? And that's get a big one there and a bit of light on the edge of it. And we can put in a bit of like a dark centre. Use a bit of alizarin crimson for these centres. Right, I want to do just a little bit of a light brush, just show that shadow there. Bit of dry brush. Oh, that the cloud, should I say? Bit of umber with it. No, that's horrible, isn't it? Clean the brush. It's because I changed the brush. Alright, I'll go back to that sky colour. Right, let's just scrabble over that. So it makes it look a bit wet. Right, just blur that edge a little bit. Okay, a bit more than white. Ah, I've got a bit light there. Right, let's put a bit of that blue mix. Touch of burnt umber with the blue. And then let's just I won't try and do the church. Although it is the landmark for Bosham Key, Bosham. So, the best thing I can do there is to add some sails. Right, pretend there's a regatta. Now that sky, that doesn't look quite up to scratch, so let's put in some of that darker shadow. I'll use this smaller brush for that. Just wafted across the sky. And we'll get some nice, good bit of ochre. And white, of course. Open it up. take it behind the trees. Right, well that, because I'm going to get that. I don't think it's worse than it was. It's a picture, but I still think that's still not light enough, so I'm desperate now, so let's get a little painting knife and just oh, that'll do. That'll do. Let's put a couple of bits of tape on it and put it behind a mount. I hope the water's not going uphill. Well, it's similar to the one I did, not as good. That I think has got a bit of something about it. You can see how shiny that is. I've put a couple of coats of the acrylic varnish. It's Archer's. No, it's not. It's Saunders. It's Saunders. Archer's has got a croggled edge. But I like that one. But that one, well, it's okay. It's very near the road with the tide coming in. That's the best I can say for that. So that's towards Bosham from Chidham. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.